What up, Wastelanders? Christopher here, Gaslands NorCal. Thanks for joining me once again for another conversion video. This time, I'm going to be doing the Chevy Blazer 4x4. Now, I am not the best when it comes to jacking up vehicles and stuff. I always have a hard time with the undercarriage. So when I come across any builds or any casts that already have the undercarriage and stuff in place to get them jacked up, I have to get them, I have to play with them, I have to see if I can perfect my skills or whatever. So that's what we're going to do with this one. Now, I printed off some really big, I think these are Hummer tires. These may be a little too big. I don't know. We're going to find out. If they are, I'll kind of like just drop back to some of the smaller ones. These are the same size as tires on there. So I want to go a little bit bigger. So I really want to make it really jacked up. So that's what we're going to do with this one. Going to take it all apart, strip it down. Not sure what color I'm going to paint it now, but get it all grunged up and make it more Gaslands. But you know what? First of all, we got to take this thing apart and get her in the stripper. Right on. So we're all primed up in the white, as you can see, because I kind of have an idea of the direction I want to go with the paint colors. When I was out in my local game store here this past weekend, I picked up some of the new Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl fluorescent paints. Got the pink and the yellow. So I'm kind of thinking maybe like a pink lemonade thing going on. Doing it up at in the fluorescent yellow with some pink stripes. I know it's kind of a deviation from what I normally do with the darker colors and everything, but hey, it's summertime, right? Let's keep it fresh. So let's try that out. We're going to do this up in the fluorescent yellow, and we'll let it dry, and then we'll do some fluorescent pink stripes, and we'll see how it looks. So let's get it done. All right, so we're all painted up with the yellow and got the taping all done. That's very much a fluorescent yellow. I didn't tape a whole lot on the sides, but I am going to do some pink right here. I know there's going to be a little bit of overspray. I'm just going to try to come in from the bottom. But I'm kind of anticipating that and hoping it's going to get a little bit of speckly and stuff. We'll see how it turns out. You know, it's Gaslands, whatever. I'm going to do a pink stripe down the middle. And tape kind of came up a little right here, so there's going to be overspray in those parts too, which I'm fine with, like I said. So let's get this thing painted up with the fluorescent hot pink, and then we'll see where we're at before we throw on some, I don't know if we'll do Agrax or sepia or what, but let's get it painted up with the pink first, and we'll go from there. Right on. Alright, so we're all dried up and everything. Stripes came out pretty good. There was some overspray, kind of like I expected. Like I said, I'm not too worried about it. One thing to note though, with the fluorescent colors from Monument Hobbies, you do not need to mix very much of the thinner at all for it to go through an airbrush, at least for my airbrush. Had to kind of spray the pink sides a couple times just because I thinned it out too much. So there's a good tip for you. Next, we're going to go on to the first step of the grime. Like I said, probably going to do some sepia. Don't want it too dark and take away from the fluorescent brightness of the pink and the yellow. So gonna get that done, then get it all back together and start figuring out what kind of armaments and weapons and wheels and everything else we're gonna put on there. So let's get some grime on. All right, we're all back together, looking pretty good. Got a little bit of the detail work on there, the bumper and the tailgate. I'm going to do a little more fine detail work with the door handles, headlights, taillights, and everything. Before we start getting everything all back together, the wheels and everything are going to look awesome on there. Got all the weapons and the armor and everything all painted up, ready to go. This badass Ram's going to go right on the front and just fit perfectly on there, and you'll still be able to see the headlights, so that's cool. So yeah, let's start getting the fine detail work on there, and then we'll get back together and kind of see where we're at. Not sure if I'm going to do a whole lot of chipping and stuff on there. Kind of like how it's looking right now with the grunge and everything. So yeah, let's see what it looks like after we get everything back together, and we'll go from there. Let's do some details. So we're all back together, looking really good. I love how it's just turned out. The pink and yellow is just awesome. Glad they came out with these fluorescent colors. The last step I'm going to do is just do some dusting, and this time I'm going to be using some of the khaki from Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl. Just do make it look like it's been through the Wastelands a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do any chipping. I kind of like the way it is, so yeah, probably leave it at that. But yeah, let's get this dusted up. Maybe put on a little bit of the panel liner just to bring out some of the highlights and stuff, but let's get it dusted up first and we'll see how it looks. Alright, and there we have it. One Chevy Blazer 4x4. Tricked out for the Wastelands, looking very pink lemonade. Really liking the fluorescent yellow and the fluorescent pink from Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl. Love how this turned out. Pretty excited. Glad I didn't do any of the chipping and stuff. I think it looks pretty damn good as is. The striping and everything turned out cool. Love that mesh in the back with the machine gun and stuff. So yeah, very, very pleased. If you enjoyed this video, you learned something, do me a favor, hit that like button. My goal is to do weekly videos, whether they're vehicle builds, terrain builds, whatever. So if that's for you, please hit the sub button below and ring the bell to get notified when new content drops. I do sell all my builds pretty inexpensively on my Etsy page, so if you want to pick something up, see what else I've done, you can even request a custom build. Until next time, keep your foot on the gas and your finger on the trigger. Gaslands NorCal, signing out.